Hello, good morning and welcome to the United Stand. This is your Manchester United Transfer Daily, talking about all the latest Manchester United transfer news and giving you that real fan opinion. Now I need to get my head together here because I don't want to go over the stuff that we talked about last night. De Gea broken, you can watch that video back. We obviously spoke about Mbappe, Griezmann, Morata, the Griezmann watch thing. So there's already videos about that. Let's fly in though. What I want to say before I start off though, D-Day. This is D-Day for Manchester United and any deal they want to do with Atletico Madrid. Griezmann, Gimenez, who I'm going to mention in a minute, or Niguez, Oblak, anybody you think we can sign from Atletico Madrid, this is D-Day. So watchers, keep an eye on Twitter and we'll update you at United Stand MUFC if anything breaks on this, which is predicted today. And effectively, it is to do with Atletico Madrid's transfer ban, which I spoke to you about yesterday. I can't tell you which way it's going to go because I don't know. Yesterday morning I thought it was going to get lifted. Yesterday evening we were told that it was probably going to get upheld. The fact that it's been put back a day could mean that it's going to get lifted after some negotiation. I don't know. If it gets lifted, all bets are off because Atletico Madrid can sign players, which means they can sell and replace players. If the ban is upheld, they can't sign players. But players can still be bought because buyout clauses exist in Spain and the money is paid to the player and the player gives it to the club. So we can sign Griezmann. It's just, as I've said before, if Atletico Madrid can't replace Griezmann, they're going to say, look, please stay with us, Antoine. We've been so good to you. If you leave, we can't replace you. And he might just think, well, I might stay if you give me the money to do it. But I still think Griezmann will come to United. And I would edge my bets towards the fact that I think the deal will, the transfer ban will be removed and then it makes it open season, which is nice because I'm not going to start off with Lukaku. I'm going to start off with Jose Gimenez, who plays for Atletico Madrid as a centre-back. Now, I've mentioned him quite a few times on the United Stand in relation to centre-backs. In fact, I think it was around late December, he did feature in my top 5 centre-backs that I would sign with people like Manolas, Van Dijk, Howarders, and there was somebody else who the name forgets me, may have been Varane, but plays for Atletico Madrid. Last season he was fantastic, didn't start off that well this year, but did get his place back. Obviously we know Atletico Madrid are a fantastic defensive unit, and this lad, Uruguayan at 22 and just over 6 foot, would be perfect for Manchester United. I really do like him. And I'll tell you what, I'll add something else in there for those who think it can't happen. His contract's up in 2018. How many times have I said this summer already that the contract being up in 2018 is big? It's big news, that is, because like Alexis Sanchez, Ross Barkley, Juan Mata and Herrera, these contracts, something has to happen this summer. Now, if the player wants to stay like Herrera, they'll stay. If they aren't, you know, if they're thinking, I don't fancy this, like Alexis Sanchez, they'll go. And Arsenal won't necessarily get a good deal for it. And they can't play hardball because if they do, the player can stay till January. They go for free and they earn a bloody load of money because there's no transfer fee. So the power is with the player. And Gimenez at Atletico Madrid only has a year left on his contract. So it's conceivable that Manchester United could go for him. And I'll tell you what, if we did sign him, I'd be ecstatic. A bit like Alvarez at Atletico Bilbao. I like them both. I think they're fantastic young centre-backs in Spain, playing at the moment, getting a lot of experience. And I think at Manchester United, they'd be great because they are both the sort of Vidic sort of centre-backs. Very tenacious, as you know, I love it. Battlers, but good in one-on-one situations, good in the air. I'd really like either of them. So I mentioned Gimenez. Why are we mentioning him though? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to pour some water on this because it came from a Manchester United fan who's got a blue tick, who I've never known to have any contacts of being a journalist at all. I'm not going to name them because they'll probably get a load of stick for it, and that's not the point of this. I just don't think that the source of the news is credible at all, where that's come from. I hope it is because I do really like him, but I don't think it is. It doesn't mean we won't sign him though, because where did Bailly come from last year? It just came out of nowhere. But of course the issue is we're going for Griezmann from Atletico Madrid. I don't think we'll get more than one player from him from there, but as a centre-back, he's very, very good. Let's talk about Romelu Lukaku. So, Romelu Lukaku, I know a lot of Manchester United fans like him. For me, not quite convinced, but if Mourinho was, I would back him. I'm not convinced because he never turns up against Manchester United, and I think you've got to be able to do that. If you want to come to a club, you've got to, it's an audition almost. And you know, Harry Kane's failed at it for years. He did manage to score the other week, didn't he? But Lukaku just never turns up. He gets put in, he doesn't discriminate. He'll get put in Phil Jones's pocket. Daily Blind, Rojo, Smalling, whoever. He doesn't mind who it is. He'll just go disappearing and have a little sleep, zip me up and wake me up at 90 minutes. And that's what worries me about Lukaku. Obviously, he won't have to play Manchester United if we sign him, but in the big games, when he's the lone number 9 that you're looking for, you look at what Zlatan's done this year, you know, quite happy to be up there and bully people and get involved, even if he's having a bad game. I'd worry about Lukaku. However, Mini Raiola is his agent, so it could happen. He likes a bit of money from United, but he came out yesterday with some interesting comments. Obviously, we spoke about the fact that he wants Zlatan to stay at United, spoke about the Pogba deal, but he also spoke about his client Lukaku and said there's a deal with Everton that if certain clubs bid for him, they will let him go. I would imagine those certain clubs are probably Manchester United, definitely Chelsea, because that's where they got him from, and I expect to see Lukaku in a Chelsea shirt next year. I do not expect to see him at Manchester United. I don't think Mourinho's convinced about him, and I think Chelsea, having to replace Costa, I think Lukaku will end up there. I think he'll end up at Chelsea or he'll end up staying, because Chelsea could end up getting somebody else. But watch this space of that. I don't see him coming to Manchester United, which moves me nice onto Mendy, the left back at Monaco. Was in the Sun yesterday that his parents have said that he's signing for Manchester City in a £40 million deal. The Sun rarely get it right, so I'd be surprised if it's right. But I like Mendy. He's a very good left back. I'd go as far as to say he's one of the most exciting young left backs in Europe at the moment. I did say a few weeks ago that I didn't feel that Luke Shaw had much of a future under Mourinho. I like Luke Shaw. I want him to be our left back, but I'm not convinced Mourinho does. I think he's got his concerns about his attitude, his mentality, and probably his fitness, which I know a lot of fans do as well. But I'm not. I would like Luke Shaw to be our left back. But what I did say a few weeks ago, I wouldn't be surprised if we go out and sign Mendy. And I don't think Mourinho would mind signing Mendy because, as I say, he's basically a left back Valencia. He's a beast. He gets forward. He's actually over 6 foot, so he's good in the air, powerful, young, very, very good left back. But I do expect him to go to Manchester City, if I'm honest. I think City, I thought they were going to nab Fabinho, and hopefully we will get Fabinho, but because he's more suitable for us. I mean, Mendy would be nice, but it would mean the end of Luke Shaw, and I don't really want that to happen. City have cleared their decks. They've got rid of Clichy. I think Kolarov will be on his way out if he isn't already. They need a left back. I suspect they will go and get Mendy for 40 million. But and it'll be a rare occasion that the Sun gets it right. But Liverpool wants him as well. He must be on really... Nobody's bidding for him if he goes there. And I think he's a good enough player that there'll be some big clubs bidding for him. So I don't expect to see him in Anfield. I think he will be at Manchester City. But I'm never going to lie. I do like him. He's a good player and he'll be a good signing for wherever he goes. But hopefully, us not signing him means that we're not really that interested in signing him. Morata, we spoke about him last night. Apparently he's going to go to Italy. I did say that last night for you, but let me just round up some of this for you because we don't always quote where the stories are coming from. So just having a quick look at the news coming in from Twitter, some Twitter feeds. So you've got, and let us know if you like this, you might find it interesting. You've got the Daily Express saying that Mourinho's made his mind up about James Rodriguez. He will not be signing him this summer. They may well have just been watching the United stand, to be fair. I don't think we'll sign him either. I like James Rodriguez. I don't think we'll sign him. I don't think he's what we... I think he'd enhance us, but he's not. He doesn't stand out as the player that we need at the moment. There's other more important positions, and if you're going to keep Mata and you're going to keep Mkhitaryan, then where would Rodriguez fit in? I'm not saying never. It's not going to happen, but I'll be surprised if it happened. Chelsea, according to the Daily Star, are in the hunt for Perisic. I did hear that Inter Milan will sell Perisic for between 40 and 50 million euro, which is around 40 million sterling, which I think is what we were going to pay anyway, so that'd be interesting. And Real Madrid, according to the Metro, pushing for David De Gea. As we know, there was a potential £60 million bid last night. Many people denying that bid, but I think the fact that it's coming into the press, Real Madrid are doing their normal trick. Unsettle the player, start the ball rolling, and let's see what happens with that. Sad. Don't want De Gea to go, got to be totally honest with you, but I do expect him to go. But I've done a video on that. If you want that, a more in-depth reaction to that and you missed it last night, get on to that for us. And I think that more or less concludes it. So it's D-Day in relation to Atletico Madrid's transfer ban. So if you've got any aspirations of signing any Atletico Madrid player, and mine would be Griezmann, that's going to be quite important. If the ban gets lifted, it's game on. If it doesn't, I still think we'll get Griezmann, but he might get a bit of a guilt pledge from Atletico Madrid saying, we can't replace you, please stay, we'll pay you a good wage. So there's a slim chance of that. keep your eye out at United Stand MUFC, all one word. We'll update you on that. And remember, tonight at 8:30, it's another Skype Gold Bridge. We're doing it Monday and Thursday throughout the summer. You Skype in and set the tone. I suspect most of it will be to do with transfers, so do your research, write down what you want to talk in the day, get Skyping in. We'll take your calls at 8:30, unscripted, whatever you want to talk about. So I'll see you all at 8:30. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Get commenting below about any transfers you think you've enjoyed talking about or you want us to talk about. And I'll see you all at 8:30. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.